And welcome back to Alair. I'm Sulk and here to bring you our next build video. Today I'll be building something a little bit different for the channel, and it will be a tank. And not just any tank, this one is made by MENG, and it's from the World War II's collection, and it is the USA medium tank M4A1 Sherman. You can tell this is actually not one of these like proper scale model tanks. It's actually one of these little, I like to call them super deformed, or even a chibi tank. And you can see by the picture here, that is pretty much a little tiny compressed version of the actual Sherman. But can't wait to get started, and let's get into it. So you might be wondering the reason why I'm building one of these out of all things. And the reason will be because is long ago, like many years ago, I decided to pick up and build a King Tiger, again made by MENG, and built it and surprisingly painted it, and this is what it turned out to be. And it's been sitting on a display case for a very long time, and I figured, hey, he's a friend or a rival. And what better way to start things off will be this nice little Sherman tank. I personally love the aesthetic of these tanks because there's just something about like the whole chibi or whatever you want, SD, super deformed element of these things that really stand out to me. Say what you want about the 135th or 172nd scale tanks, even though they are like beautiful in their own way, these, come on, looking at it, it's so nice, cute, and adorable for such a killing machine. So let's start taking a look at the box first. Here we have the front of the box. So this is made by MENG, kit number WWT002, the World War II's line, and the US medium tank M4A1 Sherman. So it has a rotatable turret and elevatable gun barrel, and sees it doesn't need any glue, and the assembly is pretty quick. On the side here, a little picture of the tank, same here, and tells you what type of paints to use. Going to the back of it, nice little picture of the World War II's, more little animated shots of it, and a little bit of description of the tank. And the specifications is of the actual tank itself, so 30.3 tons. I don't really need to get into that sort of thing because there are a lot of history buffs that know a lot more about this than I do. Well, let's crack her open. So inside the box you have about 3 sprues, 2 tracks, and a set of water slide decals, and the instruction manual. The instruction manual is, again, pretty thin, but gets straight to the point. Tells you what you need, which is a set of side clippers, a hobby knife, and a set of tweezers, and has 8 pages of instructions. So it seems pretty simple enough, and everything seems to be snap fit together, so you don't need any glue. Personally, I might be gluing it together to make sure it stays together, because it's been a very long time since I built one of these, and not too sure how smoothly it'll go. But that should be everything, and let's get started. And we are back. And here's the fully completed tuned tank of the Sherman. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is the actual size. This thing quite literally sits in the palm of my hand. And again, just for scale reference, this is as big as it gets. I was not expecting it to be this small, but again, it's a tuned tank and it really does capture the whole aesthetic of the Sherman. And you put it side by side with the King Tiger I previously built. Like, look, it literally fits. It's the same size as a turret. Like, you really put it right on the barrel here. And I'm not going to balance it because I'm going to drop this thing. But yeah. And side by side, they look really good together. So, getting into close-up of the actual tank, it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to finally complete. And that's because I was kind of gluing a lot of stuff together. Because when you have these little headlights and these little brackets here, it says it doesn't need glue, but I just feel a lot more confident, and I don't want to break anything when having it displayed. So I just glued most of these little small pieces together. The only thing I didn't glue all together was the turret and off the main body, off the tracks, because it seems to sit well enough as it is without having to glue it together. So we'll go into the likes and dislikes of this little kit here. And first thing I'm going to say is, the thing I love is it captures the full aesthetic of the Sherman tank and just really scaled down to its tuned version. Another thing that is really cool is that the barrel does move. The turret does do a full 360 swing. And as long as you don't mess up gluing in the gluing process, the machine gun little port here actually can wiggle up and down. Another cool thing about this kit is that the tracks actually can move. So if you roll it off any surface, like my hand or any table, the actual, again, you see all the gears move, and the treads of the tank actually run with the tank itself. My dislikes is that it's, okay, when I'm working on something like this, I prefer a bigger scale, because needless to say, I'm pretty clumsy when it comes to putting stuff together, especially something this small and detailed. So the shovel pieces, these little these little rear lamps here, and these little brackets. The main reason why I was gluing it together is because when I tried pushing it in by itself without the glue, I was actually afraid I was going to break it. And I just wanted the extra security. But yeah, clipping it off, like, you might see in the video that I tried to clip these off the sprue one time and it just got sent flying. And good luck finding these. But luckily for me, I was able to find everything and then glue it all together. But other than that, that's pretty much my only qualms with this kit, is that some of these pieces are like just too small for me to work on. But let's just say you're working on it and you will have these issues, more power to you. But yeah, I truly love this thing and the way it looks. And actually, I can't wait to build the rest of this line, because if they all suit this aesthetic, having it all lined up side by side by side, it should make for a really cool thing. Also, I forgot to mention, another reason why I decided not to glue the turret and the body together is in case if I ever get time to, paint these, it makes sense not to glue anything together, because you might want to remove the shovels, remove all these brackets, and then paint them all individually, and then finally put it all together. But since some people know that I'm not exactly a painter, yeah, I'll kind of leave it at that. But who knows? I might give it to Raul over at Conquest Racing Club, and hopefully he'll enjoy painting one of these. And add all to the weathering effects and all the extra details. But for me, I like just set it and forget it, build it, leave it on the shelf, and stare at it whenever I feel like it. That just about wraps everything up from me. Again, if you like this kind of content, don't forget that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification for updates. And also just to keep up to date with all our videos. Also, again, I would love to hear from you guys, so please leave a message in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, please don't forget to follow us on all social medias. We have our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok up and running, so give us a check out there. And again, don't forget to check out our website at conquestleather.com for any type of merch or any kind of branded ideas you want to get done, and everything helps support the channel. Until next time, I'm Sulk, and have fun building, y'all. Laters.